Greetings everyone, my name is Michael and today I'm going to do my self-assessment projects and I'm going to use 6 A's to make it easier and make it more systematic for you to follow. And now I'm going to discuss to you what are my questions. Well, the first question is what is my core competencies? And then my second question is what is your career plan after finish this class for the first, third and fifth and also 10th year? And the third question is what have I learned and how have I applied what I have learned given the 3 outstanding examples? And fourth, I have to compile into a report that really reflects on my own for the next improvements. So now I'm going to start the presentation using an axiom. The success is achieved by determining and scaling how much knowledge you know about your strength and weakness because you can improve and be successful after you know it all. So in today's presentation, I'm going to give you my framework, which is the 6 A's model. In awareness, I'm going to discuss my self-assessment, and then in the alignment, I'm going to align the result with what my friends think about the result because they know the best for me. And then in action, I'm going to construct my career path for the first, third, fifth, and also 10th year in front of me. And then in adoption, I'm going to adopt my career path using the self-assessment that I've acquired from awareness and also alignment. And then in the assurance, I'm going to discuss all the things that I have learned in Professor Dr. Casey Chan class. And in anticipation, I'm going to anticipate using my values and also my balance scorecard to see where is I am in the point of life. So now let's move on to awareness. In the awareness, I'm going to use the 5 level of leadership and development model. And in here, I'm going to be able to see my organizational capability, my team capacity, and also my own individual competence. And to do this, I'm going to do a self-assessment for myself. So the first self-assessment is a learning style test. And in here, we can see that actually I am 20 in pragmatism and also I have 16 score in reflector, but my dominant learning style is a pragmatist, which means that I enjoy experimenting with new ideas and I'm also practical, down to earth and like to solve problems. And actually I found this very true to myself. So learning style test is very accurate to measure how do you learn. Now let's move on to the GED test, and in here I scored 11 in drive and determination, which means I need to be proactive in take advantage of opportunities, discount rate, and then make your own luck and then be self-confident. And actually this also proven to be very true. Now let's move on to the Big 5 personality test. In here I will see myself in extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, openness to experience. And by conducting the test, I can see that actually I am high in agreeableness, which means that I reflect much individual adjust their behavior to suit others. High score are typically polite and like people, which is very true. And then second is I'm open to experience. In this personality of trait of seeking experience and intellectual pursuit, high scores may daydream a lot, and this is very true. I like to daydream. And then let's move on to the Belbin's model of team roles. And in here, I rank high in implementer, coordinator, and also thinker, innovator. And in the leadership self-assessment, I rank high in motivating and inspiring, leading teams, communicating, building relationships, negotiating. And I need to improve my setting direction skill, aligning people's skills, and also facilitating ethical conduct. So therefore is all of my awareness and my self-assessment. Now let's move on to alignment. Well, in alignment, I'm going to give all those results that I have acquired from awareness to my friends. Why to my friends? Well, I'm going to give them because they know who I am and I expect them to see whether all the result is accurate or not. And if we see in the alignment itself, 50 out of 60 of my friends in classmates agrees that actually They approved all the 5 test results and said that the results were accurate and it resembled me as a person. So I can say that the awareness result of my assessment is very accurate. So now let's move on to action, where I'm going to discuss deeper on what I will do in my next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and also 10 years. And to do this, I'm going to construct the house of myself. And in here, we can see that actually my foundation is the International Business Management, especially Dr. Casey Chan class. So in the first year, I want to construct another pillar for my house. And to construct this, I need to go and have an internship in financial industry to expand my talent. And I want to have an internship in Permata Bank. Why? Because Permata Bank is one of Indonesia's largest bank, and I believe by getting an internship in Permata Bank, it will expand my knowledge and it will give me more needed experience in order to use all my knowledge into practice. So now let's move on to the third year. Now after I've done with my internship and I've gathered more knowledge, now I want to do a master degree and I want to gain more knowledge. How? Well, I'm planning to go to the United Kingdom in Birmingham to study for financial. And I want to get my financial master degrees in Birmingham, and I will also learn about 50 top management thinkers, because I believe by learning from these top 50 management thinkers, it will create a mindset. It will open my mind about their ideas that makes me able to create my own ideas in the future. And move on to the 5th year. In the 5th year, I want to start to develop my own company with all the skill set and knowledge I've acquired, and expand the company across Indonesia, which is my country. Because after a year-long study, I need to get something back. Well, to do this, I need to get profitability. Well, to do this, therefore, I want to start my own company, because I believe that in the 5th year, I have all the required knowledge to do so. And in the 10th year, I want to have successfully expand my business to 3 different industries, which are service, manufacturing, and also agriculture, to create a coherent business strategy. So not only my life that needs to be coherent, but also the business that I am in, because I have been talking and I've been taught about coherent strategy. Now I need to create my business coherent as well. So that is all for my action. Now let's move on to adoption and see how should I adopt this. Well, to adopt this, I'm going to combine the 5 levels of leadership development, which is myself, which is all my required skill and all the skills that I have, with my action plan, which is the house of my life. Well, in here I will combine the leadership assessment skill, well-being 9 teams role, Big 5 personality, entrepreneurship GET skill test, and also learning style test. And in here I will see how will my knowledge, my attitude fit to the house that I have built, which is the house of my life. And then let's move on to assurance, where I will see how can I apply it all with all the required knowledge that I have from Professor Dr. Casey Chan. And how have I applied it? Well, the first one is I learned to be responsible with my time. And because in IBM and especially in Dr. Casey Chan class, there are lots of assignments and presentation. Therefore, I really need to manage my time to be able to handle all the assignments. And then second, it teaches me to be a team player, because all my assignment and all my presentation is done in a group. Therefore, I need to be a team player. I need to be able to communicate my ideas, as well as I need to accept other people's ideas. And the advantage of becoming a team player is that I can now understand and I can now adapt to different organization and different company, and I can blend in with them, because I have the skills required after becoming a team player. And the third one is to be responsible with all your assignments, because we were given many assignments, not only by Professor Dr. Casey Chan, but also by other lecturers. Therefore, I really need to be responsible and continue to do all my assignments with an effective mode. And through this, I will be able to do many challenges and even it is easy or hard, I will be able to tackle them all. Well, and the last thing that I have learned from Professor Dr. Casey Chan is the ability to construct a framework. And in here we can see that a framework needs to be systematic. And this is an example of Professor Dr. Casey Chan's framework, which is the House of Accelerated Learning. And in here we can see that actually the foundation is a lateral thinking with effective analysis, and then its pillars are holistic thinking with effective planning, systems thinking with effective control, and critical thinking with effective decision making. And if you have constructed these three pillars, then you have an accelerated learning. And then the second framework is the 6 head models. In here I am taught to be able to see from 6 different perspectives, which are the big picture, fact and information, feelings and emotion, critical judgments, positive judgment, and also alternative and learning. It creates me to be open-minded, and it makes me to become the team player that I am today. And the last framework that I have learned is the creation of my own framework, which is to combine holistic thinking, systems thinking, and also critical thinking into a matrix, and combine it with market-driven, customer-driven, and process-driven, and then combine it again with the 8 fits that Professor Casey Chan has taught us, which create a holistic pyramid of 8 fits for organization effectiveness. In here we can see that a company or myself, I need to first deal with my culture and then leadership, and that is the holistic part. And then after I have done with the holistic part, I need to move on to the systematic part, which is the structure fit, organizational development fit, and then the communication fit. And then last is the critical part. I need to think critically, which is to see my capabilities, to see my surrounding technologies, to apply my action, and then to create a strategy for my action in the future. So that is all for the assurance. In assurance, I can say that I have learned the framework from Professor Dr. Casey Chan and how to apply it to my life. So now let's move on to anticipation. How will I anticipate all the things that will I encounter in front of me? Well, of course, I need to set a clear mission, and then I need to also create a coherent strategy in order to execute all my missions, and then I need to make it coherent again with my vision. And at the bottom, I need to see it all with my values. So what are my values? Well, my values are to be successful in all my work, to be caring with all the person who is close to me, and also to be responsible with all the assignment and tasks given to me, and to be innovative in thinking and helping other people. So after done this, then I can move on to the balance scorecard to see where I am in life. Because in the balance scorecard, I need to see my vision and strategy, and then align it with my with my future financial position, and then with my internal business processes, and then with my learning and growth in the future, and also in what people think of me. And by conducting a balance scorecard, I will be able to anticipate every ups and downs in my life, and I will be able to continue and keep working with the new framework and to create a new business to enhance human life. So that is all for me, and I want to close this presentation with a classic axiom from Professor Dr. Casey Chan. Assumption is the mother of screw up. Make sure you are aware of yourself and never assume that you know something that you don't. So thank you, and see you in another chance. Goodbye.